welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, tell a friend. Okay, so this is the last show of the day, The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 5, Episode 13, Brujeria in the Bahamas. Forgive the bad pronunciation, but it is. Anywho, I'll agree with you, Jamal. This was a bridge episode. It, um, I mean, all I can say is this was a good setup for next week episode, which the fireworks
That's
should
it.
start happening
That's it.
because we can't let a trip go by without some tomfoolery be going on.
This is a complete bridge episode coming just to get us from point A to point B. I'm not mad at this. Um,
Hmm.
I had no real takeaways except for Nicole again is putting on the most expensive event, showing us like how much money her and Anthony have, and I'm here for them. And I mean, we might with this episode since it's kind of we can call it filler. We might as well just go character by character since there's not much to it. To be completely honest.
Oh, by the way, since we're talking about this, Dana Wilkie, I think her.
Hmm.
Am I saying her
Yeah,
last name
Dana.
right? I know her first name is Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
Uh-huh.
She put out an episode that I watched today, which gives a breakdown on what Todd and Anthony do and how they got their coins. And Anthony,
Oh.
Anthony might be doing the insurance stuff, but that's big, big money down here.
Oh. Well, yeah,
That's
that is true.
big money down here.
That's
Especially
true.
if you
Yes.
working for the insurance companies who don't want to pay out and you helping them not to pay out. That's big money. So
Mm.
Annie's a baller. And Todd has a real estate company, but it's
Yes.
commercial real estate. And what
Right.
he does, he goes and he buys strip malls in
Oh.
mm, less than desirable areas
Right.
and then
Right.
fixes them up and starts a regentrification project in an
Right.
area to turn it around, and then he collects the rental on the properties.
Right. So basically,
So
he's more like
mhm,
he does like commercial revitalization basically.
correct, and then gets rents from the tenants. So that's his lane, what he does. um and now I understand why they live in Sunny Isles, because he has his offices in Hollywood. So now that makes sense to me, because I didn't understand why they were living in Sunny Isles, because that's really, it's far up from Miami and Miami Beach. But
Gotcha.
now it makes sense because it's closer to his work. Because Hollywood is in Fort Lauderdale, Sunny Isles Beach is the northern part of Miami,
Hmm.
Miami-Dade County, and Hollywood isn't that far away from Sunny Isles. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so she gave a really good breakdown. I encourage everybody to go and listen to that. Hey Susan, welcome back, love. All right, so how you wanted to do this, person by person?
Yeah, it's easy. With this episode, it's easier that way.
Okay, so who we starting with?
Let's since Nicole is hosting, let's start with her.
Okay, so she putting together this Bahamas trip, and they going to Bahamar, and I have a tie to this because they were greeted to the resort by Graham Davis. I used to work for Graham Davis many lifetimes ago. He's a wonderful gentleman. Love him with that beard. They're staying at the Grand Hyatt. There's 3 hotels at Bahamar: Grand Hyatt, SLS, and Rosewood. They're staying at the Grand Hyatt in the residences. So they have 2-bedroom units along with the presidential. Good accommodations. Excellent accommodations. And they have their butler. What was his name? Jamal?
Oh, what? Oh, shoot.
Wasn't it Jamal?
It was. I think it was Jamal. Either Jamal or Dwayne or something
Yeah.
like that.
No, it was Jamal because I wrote it down. I was like, Jamal, that's so cute. Oh, well, I guess you didn't find the funny in it,
I
but
thought I was
yes.
like, I'm like, I don't work there. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, good job.
But this property has everything. It has a great beach, has a bunch of pools, three different hotel concepts, tons of restaurants, the water park. It's Cable Beach is an amazing beach. It really is. Can't get any better than this. I remember
Then I
when
have a
this
question.
project was being developed. Amazing.
Question: Is it now? Is it three different hotel ideas within on one property? Is it like a huge
Yeah.
property with three different? Okay, okay,
Yeah, there's three separate hotels. The
gotcha.
SLS, the Rosewood, and then the Grand Hyatt. So there are three different concepts, three different price points, three different hotel brands, all come together in this one amazing property.
Gotcha. Okay. I was wondering
Mhm.
when you said that, I was like, is it all, are they all kind of like side by side or okay.
No,
I
it's a
was just
huge
curious.
property. Like they when they built this place, they had to move the main road and a government building in order to build this place. They
Okay.
took over, yeah, they took over several different properties. They imploded one and got rid of it. Like, yeah, this was a massive project and a turning point in Bahamas like tourism. Really was, because up until that time the big dog in Nassau was the Atlantis, and this is kind of the counterpoint to it. So yeah, this was an impressive project for Nassau. So who are we talking about? Yeah, Nicole is putting together these awesome events and we love her for it. Hey, Black Card Magic. All of the girls can go on the trip except one, which is Marisol, who came down with C19 and can't make it. But I don't think Nicole has much hard feelings about that, because she says every time Marisol's on a trip, um, there seems to be issues, and they did the flashback to the Hamptons trip where they had it out. Um, and then the games that Marisol brings up, she has new games that are going to keep this light and friendly. And I will say this, without Marisol being there, Alexia is a little bit more tolerable.
Alexia's
Be-
different. Alexia's whole. Let's be honest. Let's just be called a thing. Alexia feeds off of Marisol, and when Marisol's around, and for some reason she feels the need like she needs to impress Marisol. That's all it really is. Because when you are one way with other groups of people, but when yet one friend is around, that tells me something, because that one friend has too much influence over you. And that just shows me that you're a weak-minded person. That's all I gotta say about Alexia. She just irks my
Mhm.
nerve this season. Like, just doing that, and I'm like everyone else on Twitter. Like, we used to like Alexia. Like, we rooted for
Not
her.
me.
Like, you was never here for Alexia though. So you don't. I'm not talking about you. You was never here for Alexia. You never cared for Alexia. That's just the truth. And I understand. But this season, she has worked my ever loving nerve. And I'm with
Mhm.
everybody else on Twitter. Like, what is wrong with her? She's lost her mind. Ugh.
Well, look. Anything else for Nicole? Because Nicole, I think, did it right. She made sure that all the ladies had good rooms. She pre-assigned who was staying with who. She gave the presidential suite bedroom to Lisa, who showed up a little bit later. Like, she's got this trip. She's got everything for them. She's got spa. She's got the water park. She's got dinners. She's got everything set up. First day seems to be going great.
You know what she
Kudos
did
to
though?
Nicole.
You know what she did?
What?
She took notes about everything that went wrong on Lars's trips.
Mm-hmm.
She took notes. She took notes off of every trip of what went wrong, and what she did was she said, "Okay, where did the first fight start? Okay, first fight was the room, so we just go nix that. We're gonna nip that in the bud. We're gonna go with
Mm-hmm.
the best accommodations, and I'm going to pre-assign room to people's
Mm-hmm.
preferences. You know, took
Mm-hmm.
that out. You know, the game. She's all like, we not gonna even leave like a chance of Marisol. Nah, nope. I got this. Food, I'm gonna plan out dinner. She went through great lengths to make sure she had a good trip and there was as little fighting as possible. So basically
So she
anything
did
that she
her
can control,
research.
yes. Anything that she can control, any outside forces that she could control, she did.
Mhm. Pity she had to invite this crew, but okay, she got off on a good start. She really did.
So when she
Um,
said, but when she said like, she really wanted this trip to be a fun trip, I'm like,
mhm.
well, and no fighting. I'm like, well, who are you inviting? I I'm sorry. Like, with this group is going to be fighting.
She had the best of intentions, but I think if Marisol really did stay behind, it might have worked. It might have worked
Right.
because although Lars is really, she tries to stir the pot, she's not as good as a pot stirrer as Marisol. Marisol knows how to ignite every single one of these people here, including Dr. Nicole. And that is a rare talent. I'm just saying. Um, who we want to talk about next?
Let's see. We have Dr. Nicole, so we got her out the way. We might as well just go in on Alexia real quick. Um. Oh, her. I think with
Wait,
Alexia one. Go ahead.
I want to ask you. Okay, I was looking at her ex-husband now that he out of school again. He was looking kind of good. Um, jail do a brother real good because he looks so much better than he did from his cocaine cowboy days. What happened? He looked it good. Uh,
But here's the thing, no. But no, when you looked at their younger photos, they did a clip of their younger photos
mhm.
of Alexia. He was
I
not a
wasn't
bad looking
attracted to
man.
that. I wasn't attracted to them old pictures. I was looking at
But
him going,
see,
nah,
but see, here's the thing,
nah.
though. But you have a thing for mature men, though. That was
I
too young
don't
for you.
know. But let me
That was too
tell
young for
you,
you.
he gave me the feel like he made me reevaluate whether I wanted the stench of prison on my man. I'm telling you, I was looking at him like, oh, okay. Mm.
But see, he has that. How can I put this politely? He has that like I've been through some stuff. Like he don't have soft hands. I'll put it that way. That's you know what I mean?
And I was here for it. And I was here
Yeah,
for it.
I
Mm.
think that's the best way to put it. He doesn't have soft hands. He didn't been through some things. He didn't
Put
live.
him next to Todd though. I was just like, never thought of Todd that way, but when I saw him fresh out of school, as she put it, I was like, "Oh, he's quite handsome." Mm.
And Todd doesn't have soft hands either. I think Todd is like you can tell Todd like he's doing in construction. He's done, but he don't got soft hands either. You don't like that's why you don't like Lenny. I'm sorry, that's why you don't like Lenny because Lenny's not attractive to you because Lenny like he got soft hands.
But here's the thing though. Todd reminds me of growing up in Brooklyn
Yes.
and everything that I ran away from. Like, mm, I can't do a man like Todd because he reminds me of growing up in Brooklyn. Not my cup of tea. However, and I'm not into the Latin men because from all of my friends down here telling me careful, they're very possessive and jealous, and I'm not into that. I'm a free bird. I don't want you questioning me, looking at my phone, want to know
Mhm.
where I've been. Like, don't do that. And I've heard some of their stories, and I'm kind of gun shy, so I don't mess with that. But I was looking at him, I was going, well, damn, prison do a hombre good. I might take a look at that. Older and hopefully wiser, there won't be another return trip back to school. But I did love that he got together with the boys, that him and Alexia seemed to have like a good relationship. Yay. I like it. I like it a lot. What is he doing now? So that he don't go back to school. That's so stupid.
I mean, but didn't you say he did 5 years and then he just got out from another 5 years? He'll be back in school
Yes.
in another year or two.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm just
She'll have
saying.
another storyline. um what else? Oh, okay. So when we get to Nassau, right? And Julia, well, let me wait. Is there anything else that she does that is not connected to somebody else? No. She's entangled with the other women in their storyline. So the only thing that
Yeah.
was exclusively hers was this.
Right.
And I don't have anything else to say about it other than he looked good.
Debbie. All right, who's next?
What? I'm not giving her credit for how good her ex-husband, ex-husband looked.
So crazy. Okay, let's go to Larsa because she didn't. She was just confessionals only. Like didn't care. The only thing that we talked about was her braids, and that was it. I've always worn braids when I travel. Shut up. Next.
My grandparents are from Morocco. Bitch, my grandparents are from Barbados. What? She makes no sense. And again, she tries to stir the pot like how she did between Adriana and Alexia, causing the first almost confrontation because Adriana said something in the spa and she went and ran and told. Not cool, but okay, if that's how you think you're going to survive on this show, go ahead.
Right.
The braids, they weren't all of that great. But okay. And what else was she doing here? Oh,
Nothing.
and that diatribe about what's the Golden Girls? Who doesn't know what the Golden Girls are? Shut all the way up. I'm so sick
Yeah.
of her.
I hope this is her
Ugh,
last season.
I can't stand her. I really can't. She makes no sense on this show, but okay, whatever. Who
Let's do Lisa.
next?
Lisa,
Lisa. Lisa was late. Well, I
as
shouldn't say
usual.
she was late. She was taking the next flight because she had to sort out her kids. I think it's a miracle that she actually left because her situation with Lenny. But I also thought it was cute when she arrived. They decided to do that drinking game with her so that every time she said Lenny's name, they would do shots. And of course, they should be pissy drunk before nightfall because she can't stop talking or saying his name.
Just mm, poor thing. It's like she said, it's gonna take her a minute to get over it because this doesn't go away overnight. But I think she's just one of those people that she needs to talk all of her feelings out before she can really
Mm-hmm.
move on. I think she's just wanting. That's why I don't get mad at her on this too much because I understand. I get it. She just needs to talk it out.
What did you think about when Adriana told her when they were the Golden Girls on the lounge chairs while the other girls were in the water slide, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Adriana said, "This is the difference between men and women. When men break up, they're done with us. They cut off everything. Meanwhile, women, we sit there and we relive every I love you, everything that we did together, and we relive it. We just can't let go right away. But the men sever all ties immediately. What did you think about that?
It's true because women are more emotional, so they tend to hold on to the emotional things. Men, like once we're done, we just go, and we see
Mm-hmm.
no problem with it. Women, like when we make a decision, we don't take into account the big picture. We're
Mm-hmm.
selfish, basically. We're selfish.
But
Whereas women,
is it an excuse like for how
no.
Lenny is discarding her?
Well, no,
This is cruel.
Lenny's just an asshole though. That's completely different.
Okay,
Like,
because I thought you were
like,
almost condoning like that, like because you when you tell me that you completely sever and cut off and you're selfish, I'm like, but
yeah,
you this is still someone that you were in a relationship with, you have
right. But we
children with.
think
There's no
But we think
respect.
selfishly though. We think selfishly. We think about what's best for us. But what he's doing, he's just taking it to an unnecessary level. Instead of saying, "Hey, like my feelings have changed. This is where I'm at. This is how I want to work this. Like, let's sit down and work this out." He's doing it like in a cruel way. It's like he's trying. Like to me, what he's trying to do is to like make her leave.
Mhm.
He wants to see the process. So in his mind, if he's super mean to her, she'll not want to stay. He's trying to push her out. That's all it is. He wants to make her leave. And he said, I'm going to be as mean as possible to her because she wants to stay. If I'm cruel to her, like what woman would want to stay with this? And he's not understanding that it's not working.
Right, but all that's going to come up in court. Like that to me that defeats the purpose of it.
He's lost his mind. That's why I said he's lost his mind.
Okay, so Ava says Lisa should have divorced him before the kids. We knew he was indifferent to her. Yeah, but the kids give
Yeah,
her more leverage.
true.
Ugh.
But
Okay,
what
so
she
I
said,
that was the only thing I wanted to run by you because I thought it was quite interesting what Adriana said, and then I was wondering if that's what Frederick did to her.
I think with Frederick it was different, but if we're being honest, these relationships kind of mirror each other because Adriana was indifferent to living on the boat from the get go,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a point of contention in a relationship already. So the cracks in that relationship, in my opinion, were already there.
Mm.
And then I think what happened to her because she said it happened twice. I'm like, oh, he must have started cheating. And then one day she's like, "Oh, by the way, I want a divorce." I can see him doing that.
He was always very secretive, though.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. All right. Anything else with Lisa? Oh, Lisa at their first night dinner on the phone with the nanny, arranging a play date, and then giving the toast to Dr. Nicole saying thank you for putting together such a great trip. I was like, good Lord. Oh, and she made that announcement that her son proclaimed that he never wants to get married. She's just adding a lot for video for to be on the video record so
Right.
that she could submit
Uh,
it in court whether it's true or not.
right. That's all it is.
um Lisa should have gotten some revenue streams instead of shopping. Lenny wants a woman that shares his culture. But she had the med spas. She was running his med spas. She
But
had
yeah, we didn't.
revenue stream.
Oh yeah, because she didn't. We didn't hear about that on the show. And this, and she, and I get it to a degree that she was playing a role, but yeah, she's not as dumb as people want to make her out to be, and she's not as dumb as
Mhm.
she makes people think she is.
Mhm. Anything else with Lisa? I don't remember anything else.
Me neither.
Who next?
Um, Julia, her and Adriana going to the little shop and buying them like rocks and crystals and stuff.
Let's do them together because they was freaking frack throughout this entire episode. Okay, they should have never known that going to that that store and buying those items with and to distribute to a bunch of Cubans or Caribbean people was gonna fly right because even Gertie and Kiki was looking at them like like because in Barbados we call that obia. Ain't nobody fucking around with that. Ain't nobody fucking around with that. Like, you can take your stones and go and toss them over there. Don't give me that. Don't give me none of that bush tea, none of them herbs, them spices, them rocks, them chicken feet, nothing. You can keep that in the bag you brought it in and keep it all the way over there. And then, secondly, did they not go through like customs? Didn't no dog sniff them? What was in those herbs? Like, I'll be damned if you see me going into any foreign country or coming back here into the United States of America with a bag with something that looked like weed. I, I'm sorry. Now,
Here's my thing though, and I've done some reading on different stuff. Now, Julia, now I understand. I understand where you're coming from, baby. But even I had to look at her sideways, like you don't do that. Like
but
you
Adriana
don't do
was
that.
right there next to her. Adriana know the culture. Adriana should have dissuaded her from doing that, but the two of them know what they was doing and what they was who they was giving it to.
Yeah, I looked at them sideways too, like you don't really do that. Just oh, what I read into, I'm like, that's not gonna go over well. And
No.
I was mad at them for making me agree with Alexia on that one. I was with Alexia on that one. I'm not even touching it.
But Alexia was wrong for them bringing up, oh, Marisol feels like somebody doing witchcraft for her. Bitch, no.
Of all things, really.
And bringing it up at the table. Like, seriously? Anywho, eh, I still wasn't with Alexia on that. I don't care what she said. I'm
Sorry,
not here for it.
I know you're not here for anything, Alexia. I understand, but on this particular occasion, I can say, Alexia, I was with you on this one because I was like, I don't really know. What kind of peace are you wishing me? I need to know. Like, because here's the thing. Now I have a firm belief in this. When you go into these kind of like we'll call them a cult shop, when you go
Mm-hmm.
into them, if you have not, if you're going to buy something for someone else,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, you can't walk into that kind of place already having issues with the person. You have to go into those places having those issues already resolved within yourself because it's your inner spirit is what your true feeling. Like if I like for example like when she walked into the shop and she had issues with Alexia,
Mm-hmm.
but she wanted to move on. No, you giving that rock is not is not the proper practice because you're buying the rock with those unresolved feelings still in your heart. So when you give her said rock, those unresolved feelings are going to go to her. At least that's the way people think, and I do
Mm-hmm.
believe it. I do believe that. I do believe that. You need to go into that shop with everything already resolved, and then it's okay. But she didn't do that. So I sided with Alexia on this one. So Alexia, you get 1 point. You get 1 point for me on this one.
Yeah, but she gave away that point once she brought up the Marisol bullshit. So that's why I'm neither here nor there with her. Um, whatever. Um, what else were we talking about? What else did? Oh, Um, Julia, when they were having that first night dinner. No, wait. When they went to the spa, right? Um, she was asked after giving out the rocks at the dinner. Then they went to. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, this is what screws me up when we do it person by person because these characters are so all interwoven. Um, Julia, after the dinner, she notices that there was an issue with Alexia bringing up the Marisol, thinking that somebody was doing witchcraft on her. The next day at the spa, while the other girls were doing yoga with the flamingos, she asked Larsa if Alexia had an issue. And Alexia ran that back. I mean, Larsa ran it back to Alexia. And what's her name? Oh my god, Adriana also brought up some mess about how she felt that she's having issues with Alexia that stem back to her last marriage. And she said, point blank, period, the only person who ever called me when I was going through my divorce was Lisa. And um she believes that Alexia and Marisol kind of excommunicated her from the group, the original group.
Right.
But didn't Leah Black have something to do with that too?
I think it's more because remember this is goes back to her wedding. I don't think Leah went to her. The Leah. I don't think Leah was Leah at her wedding.
I can't remember. But she said that Marisol and Alexia were in her wedding. They were like bridesmaids.
They were
And
bridesmaids.
then yeah, and then now, and it was so funny. They showed their faces at her wedding. Both of them had completely different faces back then.
But wait, what Adriana was talking about, it was more the very those three themselves were tight. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's not the whole. It's just those three, and she felt like it felt like we were a group of friends. The three of us, we were really tight, really close, and you guys just kicked me out.
So is she trying to say that once the show went off, then all of it was done, or was it once she got divorced, they were gone? Like, what
It
is
sounds
it?
like I
Were they just
I
show friends?
here's the thing with them. No, they were more than show friends. But I keep wondering if there was some falling out between Adriana and Marisol because she seems to have more of an issue with how Alexia acts around Marisol than anything.
Because she feels that Marisol pulls the strings.
Right, which tells me, which makes me wonder: was there a falling out between Marisol and Adriana at one point?
Probably. And Alexia took Marisol's side automatically. I
Oh, of
feel
course.
like Adriana doesn't think that anybody automatically takes her side. She's always fighting somebody all the time. And I think Larsa said that Adriana is always trying to be the victim, but Adriana feels like she's being victimized. It's very weird. I feel like we're missing a lot of the story. Ugh. Anywho, and Julia, at the final dinner of the night, she tells Gertie, that she's adopting a baby. How this went from an older child to a baby? How did this happen?
Right.
But anyway, Gertie is so happy for her. She wants to know, does everyone know? And Julia is like, okay, no, I will tell people individually, and everyone will find out eventually, but she's only telling people that she truly has a connection with and feels comfortable with. Dr. Nicole comes in. It seems like she already knows because she's like, is this about the baby? And she shares it with her. I think that was a cute little moment, but I do think it's just storyline. I do not think they are really adopting. a baby,
No.
and this has nothing to do with Martina's recent diagnosis. I just think this was something for Julia to play around with.
They're not. Like you said,
So
they're not. They're not adopting. They're not adopting no baby.
so who is next?
I think that's it.
Um, Gertie, Kiki,
Well, oh, I put Gertie and Julia together because Gertie really, to me, Gertie didn't really have any moments outside of Julia.
and dissing Lars's braids.
Well, yeah, we did that earlier.
And Kiki was kind of lost in this episode. I mean, she was there on the water slide. Um, she was there looking really weird when the stones were being handed out. Um, I think Kiki has lost some of her steam since her confrontation with Adriana over the video.
Yeah.
Hmm. And that was so we get to the final dinner. Adriana realizes that Larsa went and told Alexia everything, because at that dinner, while Julia's inside telling everyone about the telling Gertie and Nicole about the baby adoption, we see Alexia lean over to Adriana and said, "Hey, is there anything going on between us? I just don't want you to feel any way." And Adriana looks over and sees, looks over to Larsa, puts two and two together, and she says what she has to say to Alexia. 2 seconds later, there is a bullhorn, and you hear someone saying hookers, and Marisol shows up. Dr. Nicole basically says, "There goes the trip."
Pretty much.
And then we see the preview for next week, where Adriana and Alexia go head to head and they bring up the kids. Not a good move, Adriana, but we need to see full context. I need to see
Yeah,
full
that was
context.
yeah, that was a blaze on Twitter last night and this morning, I believe. And I'm with everyone. I'm like, I need full context for this one. I need full
I don't
context.
trust any editing team ever. Because it could have
Not
been
at
two
all.
separate fights. I don't know. But yeah, Alexia, it appears that Alexia might have said the wrong thing to the wrong person and involving children. And I need more. I need to know more. So next week should be better. This was a great bridge episode, but it wasn't. Okay. You know how I love the visuals and the music. All of that was on point. And we got to go to a destination for a girls' trip. Hey. But was it as banging an episode as we're used to? No, it
No.
wasn't. But we're up to episode 13, and this was like the first like hoo-hum episode.
Oh, next week is the season finale.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I believe they said Miami is 14 plus two, or it was 14 plus two last season. I think next week is probably the finale.
Oh, wow. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Did you take a peek at Jersey?
I've been hearing I've been hearing mixed reviews on Jersey, so I might take a peek at it. I might take a peek at it tonight or tomorrow.
I wasn't interested. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. But I heard that one of the new housewives is Caroline's brother's son's wife.
Caroline's
So,
brothers, Caroline's brothers,
so
son.
her
So her
yeah,
nephew, so her
her
nephew, so her
nephew's
nephew's
wife.
wife. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, her nephew's wife is one of the new ladies on there. So who knows? This might be her, her entryway back in.
You never know.
Might be. Might be.
Right.
It would be nice to
Caroline,
see Caroline back. I might watch it then.
Caroline, friend of the show this season.
I don't know. But they better snag her because after what happened on Ultimate Girls Trip between her and Brandy, I don't know if she would want to come back after that.
Mm-mm.
There's a whole investigation going on regarding
Yep.
that.
That's what I've been seeing on Twitter.
Yikes. Anywho, that was it, y'all. This was the episode. Anything else, Jamal, that we
No, just
missed
looking
on this
forward to next week.
episode? Okay. Alrighty. So guys, thanks for hanging out with us this week. Happy Super Bowl weekend, I guess. I'm gonna be watching Rihanna. God, don't let her fuck it
Yeah.
up. Um, um, enjoy your weekend, Jamal. Everybody, thanks for joining us today. We knew this. We know this was a long one, but we really appreciate you stopping by. Have a great weekend. I hope your team wins, whichever one it is. Any final thoughts, Jamal?
No, we're good to go.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, bye.